Alright boys, we got ourselves a red alert. Decisions have to be made. What is up guys? This is Corbin. The CVC is starting tomorrow. It's a non-personal reward CVC, but as this CVC launches, we're also going to be getting some progressive chance events, man, for all of the shards. Okay, so we're going to be covering all of the champs that those are going to be boosted rates for real quick, because honestly, there's some insanely good ones in here, dude, especially for March 25th. So we're going to be combing over all of these, talk about which champs you might want to go ahead and pull for. But before we do, and this is absolutely crucial in my book, you gotta bear in mind that there was just a Deck of Fate event, which is no longer in the events list anymore, and that Deck of Fate event, really the best way to handle that Deck of Fate event was actually by pulling Soul Stones, right? The Immortals, the Eternals, that kind of thing, if you wanted to get your hands on Korn, was the guy called? Yeah, so that Deck of Fate was a huge Soul Stone drain for anybody who wanted to pull for that Deck of Fate. Now we have a CVC starting off with progressive chance for Voids, Sacreds, Ancients, all of that good stuff. And this all before the end of course, the Fabian fusion, which I'm actually waiting to fuse my Fabian at the start of the CVC. Why am I bringing all of this up? Why does all of this matter? Well, there could well be a Hero's Path event coming up, some kind of Titan event perhaps for Fabian's Perfect Soul. And given that we just had a Soulstone summoning event, and there's a Soulstone event going on right now, it feels unlikely that that's going to require Soulstones. What I'm saying is, you might be needing your shards pretty soon, okay? This might be a big old bait shard pulling event, so think twice about before pulling. Yeah, it could bite you in the rear pretty soon, particularly if you're looking to get your hands on, of course, that Fabian Perfect Soul. Hey man, real quick, you're running out of time, straight up, man, to use the beginner promo link, which is down below at the top of the video description box. Make sure that you get that link clicked to create your new raid account with the best start possible, man. Free legendary champion, 3 free epic champions. You can still use promo code Supreme6 to get Supreme Gallic as well on day 1 of your new raid account. And you got like 24 hours, man, of Alice still being the login reward champion. So if you've even got an inkling that you might want to make a new raid account in 2025, make sure you get it done while the anniversary events are still active. You know what I'm saying? Okay, on to the boosted rates for these champs. Oh, and if you do decide to use the promo link down below in the description box, make sure you're signed out of Plarium Player on your PC. Click on that link, use it to create a new account. You get all the good stuff, man. Okay, let's do this, man. So, first and foremost, man, from Ancients, Primals, Sacreds, all of the regular shard type. Who's going to be pulling Primals for this, really? But on March 25th, you're going to get increased chance. It is a 15x increased chance of summoning good old Newt, Freya, Feral, Ragash, and Helikath. Okay, incredibly potent gems. Me personally, I don't even have a single copy of Newt on my account. I do have the Feral, I have a couple of the others. Don't have a Newt. It's quite tempting, man. I'm not gonna lie. That said, I have like no mercy at all on, I don't think, any of my shard types, so it's an easy decision for me to go ahead and skip this. I don't want to be pulling like all of my goddamn Sacreds chasing a legendary. That might never happen, but Newt is obviously absolutely insane, primarily for the A3, of course, 410 cooldown. Triple hitter, decreased target's defense as you're smacking on in, damage based on defense and enemy max HP, just an absolute deleter of bosses with this skill. Also brings attack all enemies 310 cooldown, 100% land rate, decrease attack and weaken debuff, and also buffing himself up with the counter attack while he's at it as well. Yeah, Newt is obviously just an unbelievable champion, and I'd wager there are going to be some people who are tempted into pulling their Ancients, potentially even Sacreds, if they're close to Mercy during this CVC for the extra CVC points and for a shot at pulling the Newt. Me personally, in terms of Ancients and Sacreds, definitely the Primals, I think I'm going to be holding off. The Void Shards, on the other hand, might be a different story. And so for March 25th Void Shards, we're looking at Grazur Iron Gut, Nekrit the Great, and Korn Branchbreaker. So if you missed out on the Deck of Fate for Korn, and you actually want the guy, which I don't know that many people will. He seems like a little bit of a simpleton of a champion, which is like not knocking him by any sense. I just don't feel like he really stands out in any hugely particularly awesome way that people would be good be pulling voids for him. But Nekrit the Great, Nekrit might well be tempting, man. I mean, a quick kit breakdown for anybody who doesn't know what he's all about. Triple hitter A1, chance of placing decreased attack. This effect cannot be resisted. Very saucy. Also brings a huge ally attack. Allies under ally protection buffs placed by this champion, will join the attack. It's quite a long cooldown, man, but here's the ally attack, the ally protection itself. 310 cooldown, block debuffs, ally protection, and strengthen. The ally protection buff cannot be removed, and these are 3-turn duration buffs, man, which is real saucy. His passives only make it even better. Passive skill, place a block debuffs buff and 25% strengthen buff for 3 turns on the ally with the lowest max HP at the start of each round. Also place an ally protection buff on them. For 6 turns, this ally protection buff cannot be removed. So like the ultimate ally protector for just getting your nuker to live through to like the first or second turn or whatever in Arena. Could be very, very interesting, man. I don't know, dude. It seems like a really, really fun champ. Now, as for Grazur, this might be an even more tempting void pull on March 25th for when this event goes live for some folks. This might be the guy that I key in if I decide to pull my voids, dude. This guy's more of like a PvE god, and a PvE god he is. Attack all enemies A1, place a shield buff on all allies except this champ. The value of the shield is proportional to this champion's defense. Also brings attack all enemies, heal this champion by 10% of damage dealt, increase the duration of all buffs and all allies by 1 turn. And then the big daddy, dude. 3-turn cooldown, attack all enemies, provoke debuff for 1 turn, place increased resistance and increased defense buff on all allies for 2 turns, and then he's got the Vorgoth treatment on his passive as well. It is a 4-turn cooldown on the active effect, but the passive, whenever this champion is attacked, heal all allies except Grazur for 70% of the damage received, only heals 35% of damage received from boss attacks. So it is just like a big daddy version of the Vorgoth passive, man. Very, very cool. Nice. Yeah. Love it, man. Huge aura in all battles as well. Grazur might be one worth pulling for. But again, I just really, really hope that I don't come to regret it when the inevitable happens and I require void shards for some reason for the hero's path, for the Fabian soul. You know what I'm saying? As such, thank you, Sophie. As such, on March 26th, the pool is going to shift up a wee bit. As for the Ancients through to Sacreds, we're looking at Tetsuya, the Deliverer, Arashi, the Riptide, Harima, Karato, and Kyoku. Good old Karato, man, from one of my older promo links, man. Maybe I'll get that promo link up and running again on the channel soon. Harima, obviously insane. Arashi, I forget what Arashi even does, forgive me. Oh my god, forget about Arashi, man. Arashi is no good. Where the hell is Tetsuya? Okay, Tetsuya's an absolute god, is he not? Doesn't even have a single in-game review yet. Is he actually that new? I haven't been keeping up to date as much as I should be this past week or so, man. He's obviously one of the faction demigod legendary champs. Let's actually check out his kit, man. Attack one enemy for the 10 meter for allies by 10% if this attack is critical. Wow, just 10 meter fail on the A1 straight up. Okay, very interesting. He's also an attack champ, by the way. Not sure what his modifiers are like, but the A2 is a double hitter on a 3-turn cooldown. Will place 2 extra hits if the target's 10 meter is less than 50%. Will ignore a percentage of the target's defense that is equal to the target's current 10 meter. Oh my god. What? So you swing in right before someone's about to attack, you just ignore 90% defense or something? Bro, resets the cooldown with the skill if the target is killed. Alright, wow, that's extraordinary. And this is what I'm talking about, man. This is like some absolute... this is like the biggest bait event ever, man. I just get a sense that these Sacreds are going to be required very, very soon for Fabian's Perfect Soul. We're going to have to make a decision now, you and me. Okay, as for this A3, it's bookable down to a 4-turn cooldown. Attacks one enemy, steals 100% of the target's current 10 meter, and places a True Fear debuff for 2 turns. One faction ally, 10 meter steal, affecting True Fear, cannot be resisted or blocked. Okay, pretty good. Also pretty easy to hit one faction ally. 2 faction allies increase the damage inflicted by this skill based on the difference between this champion's speed and the target's speed. Interesting. So that can go either way, right? You can build them to be like extraordinarily slow, and then there'll still be a big difference between the speeds, technically. Or you can build them to be like ultra fast and attack into like slow enemy nukers and just delete them from the video game. I suppose that's another way that you can play it. Interesting stuff. 3 faction allies will also attack all other enemies with more than 50% 10 meter. Wow, alright. Steals 100% of each target's current 10 meter and plays True Fear debuff on them for 2 turns. And yeah, the True Fear debuff cannot be resisted or blocked, remember, because of one faction ally. Okay, dude. Yeah, this guy might just be an absolute demon, man. What's the passive? Oh, bloody hell, look at all this reading. Wait, what? Fill this champion's 10 meter by 15% whenever an enemy champion takes a turn. If there are multiple champions on this team, okay, blah, 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 blah. Okay, like 1 billion increased damage modifiers. All allies are immune to 10 meter reduction effects from enemies on the 3 faction allies. Wow, dude. Tetsuya is an absolute beast. Man, okay. Yeah, this is some heavy bait. And then for the voice, we've got, I mean, it might just not be bait. It might just be worth pulling, you know? You call it bait. It might be for some players, other players who are close to Mercy. Might want to go ahead and pull until they hit gold from Ancients or Sacreds and see what they can do with that. As for the remaining Void Champs, Shuzen, Riho, Bone Spear, and Jing Won. So I get the sense that the most tempting champ here for most folks is probably going to be Riho. Isn't she like one of the best cleansers in the game, if not the outright best cleanser in the game, or just something ridiculous like that? Yep, and there it is, man. Okay, so on her A3, 3-turn cooldown, remove all debuffs from all allies, then place block debuffs on all allies for 2 turns. Also heal all allies by 35% of the max HP and by a further 5. It's just a full heal. Okay, it's just a massive heal, massive cleanse, block debuffs. Why is that so good? Because on her passive, 3-turn cooldown, when receiving any debuffs, transfer them from this champion to the attacker. Lovely. Oh yeah, and on her A1, she just brings every single effing debuff in the game wrapped up on a single skill, and then smacks with it. So yeah, pretty damn good champ here too. I mean, call me a nutter, but I'm still more tempted by Grazur myself. What do you guys think, man, of the Progressive Chance event? Will you be pulling shards during CVC for any of these champs? Are you close to Mercy for any of these? Are you tempted, but you're saying, you know what? You're going to hold back all the same because you did the Fabian fusion, and you're just terrified because we have no idea if Raid are going to drop a Hero's Path or a whatever, you know, to get our hands on Fabian's soul. And let's be real, probably going to need shards for that, you know? Feels very, very likely indeed. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you all did enjoy this happy little news update. Let me know what you think down below. And hey, while you're down there, man, if you're looking to start off a new raid account, then maybe get a promo link is the best possible way that you can do that, man. Click on that link right now. Be signed out of Plarium Play on your PC. Use that link to create a new raid account, man, to get off to the best start possible, man, with Elnaril as your starter legendary and 3 additional epics as you level up your account. Thanks for watching, and I'm going to catch all of you all just a 10 bit later, man.